Good morning, family, and welcome to what I'm calling the routine. This is Dr. B, and for the next 365 days, and we're not going to do it perfectly, but we are, and we're not going to do it perfectly, but we all talked about wanting a routine. We talked about discipline, about wanting a routine. Growth. We talk about most of us don't actually have a routine. But most of us don't actually have a routine every single day. This isn't going to be me every single day. This isn't going to be me committing to becoming. This is me. So if you hang with me for 30 days, you'll build. So if you hang with me for 30 days, if you hang with me for 90 days, it will change your life. If you hang with me for 90 days, you hang with me for all 365 days, but if you hang your life all 365 days the same. Your life, my friend, never be the same. And that, my friend, as people who want to live their best lives, we need to be intentional. As people who want to live their best lives, we need to be intentional. And for the next 365 days, if you join me, and for the next 365 days, if you join me, we will wake up on purpose. We will protect our focus. We will not be distracted by opening our phones, devices, TV, views, etc. We will not be distracted by opening our phones, devices, TV, immediately, etc. We will create stillness through our breathing. We will work on our connection. We will create stillness through our breathing. We will work on our. We will focus on our gratitude. We will set our intention. We will focus on our. We will plan to make a connection with somebody this day. We will plan to make a connection with somebody this day. We will make at some point today. We will move our body to ourselves. And at some point today, can do exercise, we will move our body. So now listen, if you're just finding us today, whether it's day one, exercise 200, you're so right. Now listen, if you're just these days don't build on each other, but each one stands on its own, and it's about consistency. And I understand because of the time zone. We're doing it at, and I understand because of the time zone. We're doing it whatever. You might have kids, you might have work, and a real life. You might have. You may not always be able to join this life. A real life, and that you may not always. If you need to, you can always watch the recording from the day before and do this routine earlier in your day. If that's what from the day before, live is obviously more powerful. That's what recording still works. Live is what matters. Is that you spend more powerful this time. Recording still works. You don't have to be perfect. What matters just is that you spend. Welcome to the routine. Intentional. You don't have to be perfect. Become just together to show. And if you need more information, just go ahead and go to routine.live. Now let's. And if you need more information, just go ahead and go to routine.live. Now let's go. Amazing, awesome, just incredible day it is today. I can't wait for our day to start. Oh my gosh, it's so cool that we were able to wake up this morning. Thankful for today. And let's get started. Let's start with our breathing because this is how we start our day every day. So we're going to take these big, giant belly breaths on day 44. All right, breathe in and breathe out. Let me make sure that we get our music started just to signify that we are going today and make sure we got the right microphone working. Devices yet, screens, news. Jump on the scene. Haven't got your water yet? Make sure you go get your water. Hydrate. Caffeinate is so important. Hydrating together. One things is easy. It is. firmly grounded in the floor. Stillness there. I turn the lights on. Exercises All right, let's grab our water. Make sure we're hydrating. So then. All right, let's jump into our devotional this morning. I'm going to go ahead and share what I'm thinking about it here. Let me make sure we're here. All right. So we're on day 44, choosing love again. The verse for today is, above all, love each other. Above all, love each other deeply. 1 Peter 4:8. God, help me to choose love today. It was funny, last night we were doing the fireside chats on, sorry about that, doing the fireside chats on Thursday night. And last night I had a lady named Zoraida Morales on, and she's a cancer coach. Another guy named Anthony, who's had a traumatic brain injury. And they both talked about what they needed most going through their cancer was love. They said that's the one thing that they needed more than anything, not for people to say great stuff or people to do all the stuff. They just said that they needed people to love on them. And so we're asking God to help us choose love today. You know, Bonhoeffer teaches us that love is a repeated choice. It's something that we get up every single day and we have to make a decision to do. Love was renewed through decision, not emotion. Through decision, not emotion. And I've had to choose love again after disappointment and fatigue. Love just doesn't come, it comes naturally when you think of your child that you have, or your child loves you unconditionally. But other than that, the folks that we choose to love in our days, in our weeks, the people that we love on, it comes intentionally. And it's one choice at a time. One choice at a time. And, when we think about what does it take to choose love daily, it takes, like I say, almost every single day, it takes being present. It takes listening. It takes making sure that you are there when somebody needs you. And what's kind of cool is if you give love, love comes back to you almost 10, 20, 30, 40 fold. It's when you give hate, when you give anger, when you give resentment, and you give jealousy, all those emotions and words that make it tough to love that we bring out of our body. When we give those out, somehow those come back on us as well. And so today, as you're going through and you're making your connections and you're sitting down, one of the greatest form of loves is just being there. It's like one of the greatest forms of love is just being there, being present. And in today's society, it's easier to send a text. But a text doesn't have your voice. It doesn't have your context. It doesn't have your heart. We can put emojis inside of a text that, make it sound like, at the end of a text when somebody sends me, you'll send a little heart that says, I love that, or a thumbs up that says, I got you. And I guess even in today's world, a thumbs up means something different to different people. But what about when you call somebody and they hear your voice? There's something soothing about our voices that people get to hear, and they smile when they do that. How about a hug? Something super special about a touch if you get the opportunity to hold somebody. The energy that God has created that goes around us, that aura that is there that now collides with somebody else's aura, is now there as part of a hug that makes something special. What about eye contact? God gave us these 5 senses for a reason. So that we can hug and we can touch and we can see and we can hear and we can use our voice. Those are the parts that exude love. And so when you think about it today as you're scrolling, are you loving on the people that you're just scrolling through? Are you loving on the people that you're just texting? Or are you picking up the phone today to make that conversation? Maybe today you just choose love in a difficult interaction. You talk to somebody you haven't talked for a while, somebody that you're angry with, somebody that you're upset with. And you reach out and all you just say is hi. You don't have to say, hi, I love you today. You can just say hi. Let the rest take its course. So the short prayer today would be, I guess the practice would be choose love in a difficult situation. And the prayer would be, Lord, help me to choose love even when it's hard. Help me to choose love even when it's hard. And then the blessing I'd love to give to you today is may love guide your steps. May love guide your steps today. Instead of everything else and the intentions and everything you set on, just say to yourself, I would love for love to guide me through this day. And then let the day take its toll. Or not its toll, I guess. Let us take its gratitude. Let us take its course, I guess is the word that I'd rather say than toll. Because toll denotes that it's going to be hard. And some of it may be hard. But if you're leading with love, when you go to bed tonight, there will be joy in your heart instead of strife or anything else that's emotion. All right, so let's move back into our second breathing. Today we'll do some more breathing. We're going to go in through the nose, out through the mouth as we begin to breathe. And then we'll hydrate again, right? So first one in. Say to me, how do you breathe so much? We breathe all day long, every day. Otherwise, we're not alive. But our body loves this extra oxygen that we are able to have every single morning, going in through our veins and our cells. Your body is telling you, thank you. Thank you for taking the time to put some extra nourishment into my cells. Your brain is saying thank you. For those of you who have brain fog in the morning, Oxygen's the best way to combat that. Your muscles are thanking you. Your immune system's thanking you. Your lymphatic system thanking you. Part of your brain that's trying to think and figure out all the things that you got to do today and how you're going to get them done and not knowing how you're going to get them done. That's thanking you because you stopped. Let it go for a process. It's almost like a restart or a reboot on your computer. Restarting the day. Let's do 5 more. One more. Let it just flow and filter through your body. All right, let's grab our second water today. So hopefully this will be 24 to 36 ounces. Yes, our body's at least 64 ounces a day of just water. So important to get that done. All right, let's move into our gratitude session. What are you grateful for today? As I read and go through the different categories of gratitude, I just want you to say them. In fact, I'm going to put mine up today, so as I read it, you can see what I'm doing. I usually have you guys do it, but as I read it, I want you to write down your own. Think of your own. Put down stuff that you would love to be grateful for today, and then add to it, say it out loud, and think through it and process through it. So in the area of life and health, thank you, God, that I woke up today. I acknowledge this day as grace. Thank you for my body and the quiet coordination of every system that allows me to function. Thank you for my heart beating with rhythm, my lungs filling with breath, my brain processing with clarity, my nervous system stabilizing, my emotions and my cells renewing in ways I cannot see. Thank you for helping me understand that health is not just physical, but mental and emotion. Thank you for guiding me to protect my peace, guard my thoughts, and choose rhythms that sustain long-term strength. I am grateful for resilience, recovery, and the ability to reset when needed. I thank you that my cells get to fill with oxygen when we breathe, and that oxygen then passes to my brain, to my heart, and to my lungs, and to all of my organs, that they are able to recover in a way that allows them to function the best that they can. I thank you for my family and my relationships. I'm deeply thankful for my family, for my wife, for my children, for my parents, for my in-laws, for my grandkids, and the responsibility and the blessings they represent. I thank you for my grandson, Jalen, to be able to get third in his science fair yesterday. And that the joy that's in his mind and in his heart because he did great work and he was able to show others that he did it. Thank you for shared history, shared growth, and the opportunity to lead with love and consistency. Thank you for friendship, partnerships, mentees, mentors, and even brief encounters that adapt the depth of my life. I thank you for being able to coach and to have athletes that listen to the things that you say and to go over a strategy that will be part of this season next year. I thank you for helping me recognize that relationships require attention, patience, and humility. I am grateful for the opportunity to strengthen bonds and repair where needed. I thank you for provision. Thank you for my life. Thank you for the food, the shelter, the transportation, and safety. Thank you for comfort, stability, and the ability to live with structure instead of chaos. Thank you for provision that shows up as opportunity, open doors, favor, and timing. Thank you for guiding me to see that provision includes wisdom, access, and the right people at the right moment. I thank you for the finances, and I'm grateful for financial provision and the opportunity. Thank you for income, ideas, witty ideas, experiences, and systems that allow financial movement. Thank you for the ability to plan, build, and think long term. I thank you for budgets. I thank you for the ability to follow budgets and to just know that those budgets are working in our favor. Thank you for helping me detach emotions from money and approach it with discipline and clarity. I thank you for guiding my financial decisions so they reflect stewardship, generosity, and responsibility for future generations. And again, I thank you for purpose and impact. I'm thankful that I get to live with purpose today. Thank you for my life is the way that it is aligned with something greater than personal comfort and recognition. Thank you for guiding me to recognize the impact, not always loud, it is often steady, consistent, and generational. I thank you for helping me remain committed to helping others become who you have created them to be, even when the work is unseen. I thank you for this day and the continued formation of character and my power. I just thank you again that we get to wake up today, that we get to have voices that come out of our mouth, and that we get ears that we get to hear, that we have hands that we get to touch, and that we arms that we get to hug. And thank you again for this. All right. So now let's move into our affirmations. Our affirmations, how fun is that? Well, that's not where I wanted to go. I want to go to here. There we go. 3. All right. I am becoming the person my future requires. I am becoming the person my future requires. I am becoming the person my future requires. I like doing this when it's not just in the breathing and it's slow. I get excited about these. I choose presence over pressure today. I choose presence over pressure today. I choose presence over pressure today. I show up even when it's uncomfortable. I show up even when it's uncomfortable. I show up even when it's uncomfortable. I am consistent, not perfect. I am consistent, not perfect. I am consistent, not perfect. I listen before I react. I listen before I react. I listen before I react. I am grounded, grateful, and growing. I am grounded, grateful, and growing. I am grounded, grateful, and growing. I build trust through my daily actions. I build trust through my daily actions. I build trust through my daily actions. I am connected to God, to myself, and to others. I am connected to God, to myself, and to others. What I practice today becomes my legacy tomorrow. What I practice today becomes my legacy tomorrow. What I practice today becomes my legacy tomorrow. I finish what I start. I finish what I start. I finish what I start. I wake up on purpose and I live with intention. I wake up on purpose and I live with intention. I wake up on purpose and I live with intention. I protect my focus and I guard my mind. I protect my focus and I guard my mind. I protect my focus and I guard my mind. I choose discipline as an act of self-respect. I choose discipline today as an act of self-respect. I choose discipline as an act of self-respect. I honor my body, my time, and my calling. I honor my body, my time, and my calling. I honor my body, I honor my time, and I honor my calling. I speak life into myself and to others. I speak life to myself and to others. I speak life to myself and to others. I make space for stillness and clarity. Every morning we make space for stillness and clarity. I make space for stillness and clarity. I keep my promises, especially the ones I make to myself. I keep my promises, especially the ones I make to myself. I keep my promises, especially the ones I make to myself. I choose courage over comfort. I choose courage over comfort. I choose courage over comfort. I make meaningful connections every day. I make meaningful connections every day. Every day I make meaningful connections. I make meaningful connections every day. I take responsibility for who I am becoming. I take responsibility for who I am becoming. I take responsibility for who I am becoming. I am right where I'm supposed to be in order to become who God made me to be. I am right where I'm supposed to be right now in order to become who God made me to be. I am right where I'm supposed to be in order to become who God made me to be. God has already placed me and is providing me with everything I need for what He has called me to do. God has already placed me right here, right now, and is providing me with everything I need for what He has called me to do. God has already placed me and is providing me with everything I need for what He has called me to do. There is more than enough, and I am enough to fulfill my purpose. There is more than enough, and I am enough to fulfill my purpose. There is more than enough, and I am enough to fulfill my purpose. I live in abundance. There is no lack. God's provision is everywhere and in all things. I live in abundance. There is no lack. God's provision is everywhere and in all things. I live in abundance. There is no lack. God's provision is everywhere and in all things. And I get to count it all joy knowing God is using every season to strengthen me and to fulfill His purpose in me and through me. I count it all joy knowing God is using every season to strengthen me and to fulfill His purpose in me and through me. I count it all joy knowing God is using every season to strengthen me and fulfill His purpose in me and through me. Woo, those are fun and cool to do. All right, we're going to finish with our word of the day. Oh man, it's zoomed back, so let's jump to where our word is actually today. Oops, not that far. All right. Oh, maybe we are starting with resilience. My bad. I forgot I switched the thing today. So today's word for today is resilience. Resilience meaning the ability to rise again, resilience to rise again after pressure, pain, or disappointment. Example, resilience isn't something you're born with, it's something life builds in you over time. It develops when quitting would make it easier, but continuing feels necessary. Even setback becomes a training ground, shaping strength that doesn't show up or overnight but lasts long after pressure passes. Isn't something you're born with. Resilience is not something that's easy. We want to take the easy road. We don't want to continue to have the pressure on us or pain and then have to deal with, okay, I got to make it through it. We got to get through it. And that's what resilience allows us to do, is there is going to be pain in our life. I just hate to say that to you. There's going to be pressure in our life. And I don't know why I hate to say to you, because it builds us, it forms us, it strengthens us. We get to count it all joy. We get to grow from it. But one time I remember feeling completely worn down, not from one big failure, but from a series of small disappointments. Because it seems to all hit you at a time. When I was talking about last night's call, both of them said that, hey, I got the cancer, or I got the brain injury, and then, one of them went through a divorce. I mean, there's all these things that all happened at the same time. So it's not just a whole, just one time. It seems like it just stacks on and it keeps coming. And it keeps stacking up. Nothing dramatic, but enough to make quitting feel reasonable. And I wasn't broken, just tired. What I learned was that resilience wasn't about being tough. Not, I got to be this tough guy. It's about getting up again when no one was cheering. It's about putting your feet down on the floor in the morning, getting out of bed and saying, hey, we're going to do this again. Resilience says that I know I'm gonna go through things, and as I go through those things, I'm still gonna come out on the other side. Resilience says that I'm not going to quit. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. Resilience says that my family is important. I'm going to make sure that I hang with them and I help them get through whatever it is. Resilience says that I know it's tough and it's rough in my marriage right now, but we're going to make it through. Resilience says that I know I'm having trouble with my boss today, but tomorrow's going to be a better day. Resilience says that I'm going to go and get through it. Right? So, what it does is it trains you. It doesn't, it says right here, that season didn't break me, it trained me. So today when you make your connection, who has shown resilience in your life? Maybe that's the connection you make today. I tell you some days that you're making a connection because you're the answer to somebody's prayer and you're sitting with them. Yesterday I told you to have somebody sit down and you be the person who's getting and receiving the coaching. Maybe the example that you need to say is you need to find somebody who's been resilient, and then you sit with them and you ask them how they did it. And then that gives you the energy, that gives you the motivation, that gives you the inspiration to be able to carry on. If you're going through something today, I would encourage you to connect with somebody today that has gone through it. Not somebody who's never necessarily going through it, because it's easy. Misery loves company, and everybody can wallow in, we're going through it, we're not going to get through it. Find somebody who's gone through it, talk to them ask them, how did you get through it? Then shut up and listen. And I promise you, your day will be so much better as you look at that example. Again, not wallowing and complaining with somebody, finding somebody who's already been through something that you're going through or something similar, and listen to how they did it. Acknowledge their strength today. Choose one connection to be fully present in as you're doing it. That means when you ask that question, you put your phone down. That means your eyes are looking them straight in their eye. That means that you are attentive to what they are telling you. Not that you're going to duplicate their solution and how they got through it. Maybe it's just that they got through it and you get to hear that they did. That may be enough. All right, so the promise that you make to yourself today, again, you can make any promise you want to yourself. I just want you to make one. I want you to write it down. I want you to say it out loud, and then I want you to get it done before bed. We are products of how many promises we make on an every single daily basis and keeping those promises that we made to ourselves. My suggestion today is get back up in one area you've been avoiding. Get back up. Use that resilience, something you've been avoiding. Tackle it head on. Call that person that you need to call, or do whatever it is you need to do. Fill out that paperwork you've been avoiding. Get it done. Get back up in one area you've been avoiding because you don't want to deal with it, and deal with it today. And before the end of the day, before the sun goes down, I want you to make that promise to yourself. Again, I want you to write that promise down to yourself. I want you to say it out loud, and then I want you to do it before you go to bed. What an amazing word today. Resilience is the word. All right, we are pretty much done with, other than listen to our song. If you don't have time to listen to the song today, I get it. I'm not mad at you, but I just enjoyed it every single day. But if you don't, I just want you to make sure that you know that you, my friend, are God's greatest gift. Let him love on you today in ways that you can't even imagine. You be strong with it. I guess you were born for this greatness. And the greatness that you were born for is time for you to step into that greatness today. You are also an answer to somebody else's prayer. So I'm not asking you to go out and try to answer prayers. This is touched by an angel. You're not the angel. You are the person who is just receiving and being available for God to use. That's all I want you to do today, is just be available. And if he uses you today, that's great, because you are an answer to somebody else's prayer. So you guys have a wonderful, awesome, just incredible day. Enjoy the song, and we will talk to you tomorrow if you're off right now.
Yeah. Dr.B in the building. We're becoming the person now. Let's go. Woke up with a purpose, sunlight on my face. The God who made the universe still knows me by my name. Every step is kingdom, every breath is grace. I do not rush the process, I just run in my own lane. 2 ears, 1 mouth, so I listen first. Hurting people hurt people, so I speak the healing words. I am a coach, a friend, a brother, a guide, helping people break the limits that were living inside. You have to be the one before you do the thing. Identity before assignment, that is how freedom sings. Every story is sacred, every life unique, and they do not care what you know until they know you are listening. I am becoming the person God made me to be. Stepping in the calling, walking wild and free. From the podcast to the people, I pray for every day. Purpose in my heartbeat, purpose in my name. I am becoming the person, becoming the person. The journey is where my freedom stays. From mile-high flights to Chicago nights, from track lines chalk to the chaplain's light. 250 men with stories that ignite, now living boldly with purpose taken off in sight. Relationship first, that is the way I lead. Connection is the soil where the soul gets freed. I am a husband, father, and granddad too. 30 people at Thanksgiving, that's what love can do. I say you are God's greatest gift because it is true. Every room gets brighter when you walk through. I am living this mission until the final breath, helping others rise so their best becomes their next step. I am becoming the person God made me to be. Stepping in the calling, walking wild and free. From the pastures to the people, I pray for every day. Purpose in my heartbeat, purpose in my name. I am becoming the person, becoming the person. The journey is where my freedom stays. From Denver to the nations, let the good news spread. Faith over fear, that is the voice in my head. If you knew the stories and the places I have been, you would know every setback was a setup to win. I show up with bass and I show up with fire. I show up with truth for the ones who inspire. Legacy in motion, generations rise. God's fingerprints are all over my life. I am becoming the person God made me to be. Walking in the promise He keeps over me. Every step is purpose, every breath is praise. And the world gets brighter when we live this way. We are becoming the person, becoming the person. The journey is where our freedom stays. Let's go! Dr.B. Becoming the person. Every day.
All right, all right. Well, you all have an amazing, awesome, just incredible day today. And we'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have an amazing day.